Nathan Crim, owner of Crim Arcades. I build home arcade systems, gaming consoles, and 3D print pretty much whatever you want. From every gaming system, from Atari to Nintendo Wii. Anything from your childhood, it's there. It's all available to play. Basically can enjoy your childhood with your kids now. It opens up and put the console inside. And actually you can even hold the SD cards for the console. Star Wars cell phone holder. Cell phone in here, and the rest of the body of the Stormtrooper will be holding it up. This is like another thing you can do with it too. Like you can do, I can like group games to like a collections. So it's like all the Batman games, the Double Dragon games, all in one wheel. Probably one of the best parts of doing this is building something from scratch and then seeing the enjoyment it brings somebody else. The look on somebody's face when I talk about what I do, their faces light up, and it's awesome. When I show them pictures, it just goes even further, but when they actually see it, have their hands on it, or it's theirs to take home, there's just no better look on their face. Like it bringing back their childhood, and it's something they can do with their child now, which I can relate to because it's what I do with my son. It's one of the best feelings is to see that spark, that inner child come out of somebody when it's in front of them, or when they're playing, or even talking about it. Does it have this game? What about this game? It's like, oh man, I used to play that so much as a kid. My parents used to come in my room and tell me to go to bed. It's like, yep, I used to do the same thing too. It's crazy to see, and then when I tell them some of the options you can do, it's like, oh, what? You can do that too? And like built-in cheats, you can use whatever controller, and they light up. I remember one customer even jumping up and down and running out of the auditorium and leaving his wife standing there.
Do you have Mario on it?
Mario? Maybe actually just boot into a game. I won't be able to show that. I had looked at the Marine Corps off and on from graduation in 2000, but when I finally pulled the trigger was right after 9/11. At the time, 9/11, I was working for a painting company at the University of Virginia. I remember hearing the whole thing go down, and I decided then that I was joining 100%, no more looking at it. I went home, told my mother, who lost her mind, breaking down crying, her only son joining the Marine Corps of all things. But I wanted the title of the Marine Corps. They just carry that badass name, persona that's known throughout the world. I loved being in the Marine Corps, mainly my Marines. The Marine Corps, it's hard to explain. It's your brothers. You're more than family. You watch each other's back in everything that you do. Me, when I got to my supervisor position, my junior Marines, I cared about more than anything. They were my kids, in a manner of speaking. I actually keep in contact with most of them still this day. And then I deployed to Iraq, did a couple med cruises, and then Afghanistan was my final deployment, 12 years in. Made it home from the Afghan deployment, and of all things, a freak accident in the gym took me out and ended my career, which was a really hard pill to swallow. After that, getting out, part of the process of getting out was going back to college, but I only really knew mechanics on aircraft, and I was always a tweaking kind of person, I guess you could say. I was just really into how things worked. But sitting at home, I had to have another surgery. I was unable to get a job. Decided to look up arcades and how to build one because I always wanted one. Never did I think in a million years that I would end up having a arcade business out of my home with 3D printing and so many other ideas that I have and coming out. It's turned into something surreal. It's amazing looking back now at what arcades have done for me getting out of the Marine Corps, because it was really rough, and I just can't believe now that I have this running out of my house. I can't wait to get this up actually. I'm probably going to do the Donkey Kong themed, nice bright orange that it originally came in. Even going to set the monitor back like it kind of inverted like it was in the original cabinet. Doesn't look like it now, but I cleaned it all up, tore the control panel down, and then got the controllers working, because that cabinet actually was the first arcade cabinet that ever had rotating joysticks. Not only is it 8-way, but the joystick also rotates. Like a lot of the cabinets that are in there, I plan on being my actual display stuff. So my problem is I always build something and somebody's like, oh, can I buy that? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, go for it. But I need to quit doing that. So, I mean, it's pretty legit. It'll have a 32-inch monitor in it. And the Nintendo cab over there. I actually even built that. Kegerator, 2-tap. Of course it's chive themed, because what else would it be? Because I'm a huge chiver. So my hoonigan, I even did the custom little things up there. Those are real actual hoonigan gauges that are going in it. Real race pedals. Intercooler down there is actually for the PC. It keeps it liquid cool, but I thought it was cool to mount right there and put the Hoonigan logo on it because it looks like a turbo cooler. You a nerd? Actually, it's a little hard to see. Because he's a stormtrooper.
They're not that bad guy.
You don't think so? Your solenoids for the feedback. That's actually a spinner motor for like when the ball, you know, goes through that little square that spins on real machines. Gear motor for trains and stuff like that. That's all your bumper solenoids. And then real chimes for like your 50 style cabinets. This actually like blue light right here is actually your sensor for bumping. So it knows how to move the ball, and it's actually the plunger as well. So everything wires to that board. It's all your buttons and your coin control, everything. Can you tell him who your favorite Ghostbuster is? Who's your favorite Ghostbuster? Bill Murray. What's your favorite arcade game?
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man? You like Pac-Man, huh? What about Mario?
Yeah.
You like Mario? Which Mario game do you like?
Pac-Man.
You don't like the racing Mario game? No, just Pac-Man? That's your favorite, huh? Pretty much since the day Elijah was born, he's I've been super interactive in the video game world, and I actually have pictures of him sitting in front of my first arcade that I built with the controller, looking up at the TV with this funny look on his face. He wasn't even able to crawl yet. There's actually some really funny video that I actually even posted to my business page, just because it's the customers, they love Elijah, they love and what I do, and he was just learning how to crawl, and I had everything in my man cave then, and it had French doors on it, and he would crawl up to that French doors and just cry until I opened that door and let him in, and he could get up to that arcade machine. And then he'd get to the arcade machine and he couldn't reach up to the top. So he'd cry again until somebody would come pick him up and put him in a chair. And he could get in front of that arcade and press those buttons and hear those 8-bit noises. He's been in love with the arcades from day one. His favorite game is Pac-Man. It's great to have that interaction and that bond with him. He's always right over my shoulder, everything that I do. He wants to learn, he wants to help Daddy. He'll go in his room sometimes, in his playroom, and I'm fixing it, Daddy. I'm building this, Daddy, like you. Part of the reasons for Crim Arcades and the drive, the motivation, is Elijah. A lot of the things I create is for his excitement, because he loves it so much, and with our generation now, it's kind of the same things. He's a huge Ghostbusters fan, major Bill Murray fan. Like, it's everybody that knows us follows us. I actually even have a customer named Peter Rankin, and he thought that was Peter Venkman, and that customer actually even sends him toys as Bill Murray, because Elijah he thought that it was Peter Venkman. Can you tell him how old you are? How many is that? Is that 3? Yeah?
Look at the dog pack. I don't see it. We have a place.
Here, slide over here. Better? The ultimate goal is for him to say he's proud of me, or be proud of me, and to one day hand this to him and it be his. I mean, there would be nothing better in this world to hand him down a business that he's been there since the day, well, he was born shortly right after, like 2 months after I started the business, but it's been his entire life. That'd be awesome to me.